this bad. I thought you were going to give up by default.
Oh, you know me better than that.
I guess I do.
No, I figured I had plenty of time when my informant told me that the bidding was down to just you and me.
Your informant? You mean your spy?
Well, sometimes that works out pretty good. I remember once taking a contract for 3 ships away from you through the aid of a spy.
Yeah.
She was a redhead, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, that was a long time ago. I was a little younger then.
We've had some pretty good tussles through the years, Ben.
Yeah, sure have. Never had a dull one.
No, and there never will be. And I'll buy a drink to that no matter who gets this contract.
All right, I'll take you up on it. Shall we go in and find out the bad news?
After you, Ben.
The lost has been found, gentlemen.
Mr. Fuller, we've all been waiting for you. Now we can get down to business. Gentlemen, Mr. Fuller, Mr. Cartwright.
Gentlemen.
Well, this is it, gentlemen. The way it'll look when it's up. It'll take a lot of lumber, and we'll need it fast. And of course, we'll expect the contracting company to put up the usual guarantees that they can handle it. The sooner East and West are connected by rail, the better for the whole country. It's a big, important contract. Frankly, we had a very difficult time deciding between you two gentlemen. Although there is a contract for some more material.
Speaking for my boys and myself, I think we consider it a privilege just to be part of this project. Any part.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not as gracious as Mr. Cartwright. I'm after the trestle, not the tailing.
Mr. Fuller, I'm sorry, but the contract's been awarded to Mr. Cartwright. You'll furnish lumber for rail cars and ties, but Ben Cartwright has got the trestle. I'll have the contracts and the specifications drawn up by this evening. Congratulations.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much. Barney, I hope you're not too disappointed.
Are you sympathizing with me, Ben?
Oh.
Gentlemen, I have a healthy stand of timber just waiting for the saw. If anything happens to Mr. Cartwright, the railroad can depend on me to finish the trestle.
Hey, Barney. You're not forgetting about our drink, are you?
Oh, no. No, of course not.
You're sure a gracious loser, Mr. Fuller.
He sure is, but I wouldn't trust him farther than I could throw him.
Hello, Mr. Cartwright. Fella brought this up from the railroad for you. Oh, can I get you something to drink, Mr. Cartwright?
Oh, no, thank you. Well, isn't this fine? Railroad's added some extra crews, and now they want 200 of those big pilings by Monday. And 50 a day from then on.
Oh, the 50 I can guarantee, but 200 by Monday? You ain't got the crew or the teams to do it with.
I'll see if I can get some extra men from the mines, and I'll get some teams in town. Oh, by the way, I noticed some of your trimmers nipping at the bottle on the job. I want you to put a stop to that before some of them find themselves without hands and feet.
Well, I've done the best I can. If a man wants to drink, that's his business. I can't be every place at once.
The man in charge of a crew is responsible for everything connected with it. We've got a rough schedule. I want results. Now we really got a rough schedule ahead of us. I know you boys are tired already.
We sure are that.
Yeah, you know you'd like to have a few days rest.
Hey, gee, thanks, Pa.
That's all right. You got it coming to you.
That sounds great.
Yeah, well, like I said, you got it coming to you after the job is done.
What color's the sky, Mr. Cartwright? I said, what color's the sky?
Blue.
You didn't look up when you said it. You just guessed. How long has it been since you looked up?
You better get back to sharpening those blades, Gabe. We'll need them all in the morning.
They'll be ready when they need them. You ever hear of the fellow who couldn't see the forest for the trees? Got himself so lost, he never did get out. Now, if he had taken it kind of slow and easy and kept his head up instead of down, he might have got a glimpse of the sun, or he might have followed the wild geese into the clear, instead of working himself to a razzle like you're doing.
I'm doing all right, Gabe.
I like the way you get things done, Mr. Cartwright, but a man's got to ease up once in a while. You know, just stop. Take time to give thanks for the blessing of just being alive. If he don't, he's liable to have an epitaph on his tombstone that reads, "Here lies a man who let the joy of living wait. He waited too long. Now it's too late."
Well, thanks for the warning, Gabe. I've always worked pretty hard, and I guess I always will.
Hello, son. Martha, come on. Let me help you down here. There. This is my grandson, Mr. Cartwright. Jody, say howdy to Mr. Cartwright.
Howdy, Mr. Cartwright.
Howdy, Jody.
This is my daughter, Martha. Married, name's Fletcher.
Miss Fletcher, got a fine-looking boy here.
Thank you very much.
I didn't think you'd mind Martha driving him over here once in a while to visit with his grandpa.
Oh, well, just as long as he keeps out of harm's way.
Oh, he'll take care of himself all right. He learned his lesson when he saw his pa kill himself trying to break a spooky horse. It's a terrible loss to all of us.
Yeah, well, why don't you show Jody the flume, Gabe?
Sure, I'll do that. Come on, Jody. Hey, did I ever tell you the time I went around the horn in the schooner?
Sorry to hear about your husband, Mrs. Fletcher. You know, Gabe and I don't think alike about too many things. I'm awfully glad that your boy has such a fine man as his grandfather to look up to and love.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cartwright.
You bring your boy around anytime you want to. Perfectly welcome.
Thank you.
me those extra teams.
Man, I'm telling you, Ben, I ain't got any extra teams
Now, look,
anymore.
you had plenty last week.
What am I supposed to do? Feed them hay burners waiting for you to need more horses? No, sir. I got an offer. I rented them.
Well, then get them back.
Oh, come on, Ben.
Well, I'll get them back. Who's got them?
Barney Fuller.
Yeah, I might have known.
His money's as good as anybody's. Now, why don't you speak to him? Make a deal.
That'll be the day.
See you around, Ben.
In case you didn't hear me, I said that'll be the day.
I don't know what you mean, Ben.
Look, Barney, if you come here to gloat, I haven't got the time.
Oh, on the contrary. My spies tell me the railroad's got the ties laid within a couple of miles of the trestle. But the men are sitting around idle, waiting for the pilings. I just hope you don't have to pay an expensive penalty because you had a little hard luck with your delivery.
You'd love it.
Oh, no. What I'm trying to say is, if it'll be of any help, I can let you have a little of my own timber.
Now, you listen to me, Barney, and you listen good. I wouldn't take one softwood sapling out of your stand. Now, that trestle is going to be built. But it's going to be built with ponderosa lumber.
Well, I hope you're right. But, Ben, just remember one thing. You can always depend on Barney Fuller to help a friend.
Well, if I ever find a friend of Barney Fuller's, I'll tell him. Holding up those pilings. They should have been out of here long ago.
There's a cracked block in the rigging. Hoss is working on it.
Oh, fine. That's all I need. We better get down to the trestle, pass by those railroad men. You tell them that every log they need will be down to that site tomorrow at dawn if it takes every available man and team in the country. Oh, what's going on here? A Sunday school picnic? Now, why isn't that block fixed?
Oh, they ain't no way to fix it. It's got to be replaced. I got another one on the way.
On the way from where? We got plenty of those in the storeroom.
No, we ain't, Paul. They ain't done...
Gabe! All right, Gabe, Horse tells me we have no more double blocks. How's that?
I plumb forgot to stock them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but I sent a man to the town for some, and they should be here in about an hour.
About an hour. And how long have you been fooling around with that?
About an hour.
That makes 2 hours lost. Okay, I want you to listen to me. I want all these logs on the logging road and on their way by nightfall. I don't want any excuses. I just want them at the trestle by morning.
Paul, that block ain't safe. It might come apart any time.
It might, and it might not. We'll never know until we try and find out. We're going to try. Now, you listen to me. I heard Barney Fuller tell me that I'm in trouble. And I just heard you tell me why I'm in trouble. What appears to me the only trouble that I'm in is trying to make you understand that I made a promise to the railroad and I intend for us all to live up to it. Now, is that clear?
Clear enough, Paul. Come on, fellas.
Hey, that air sure smells good, don't it? Why don't you get the scent of that pine in your lungs? You know, it's just like a tonic.
Now, Gabe, I got 100 things on my mind. Leave me be.
Oh, say, I got something for you. Plumb forgot it. It's a little horse. Joey whittled it for you. Of course, I helped him some, but I don't want you to tell him about that when you see him. He wanted you to have it.
All right. Just say thank you to Jody for me.
Yes, I will, Mr. Cartwright.
Boss, that block just ain't gonna hold.
Just get it rigged up. Get that team hooked up over there, Pete.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Keep out from under that block.
All right, now, snap to it. Come on, now, what's holding everything up here?
Charlie, get out from under the block.
Bunch of Sunday school
We gotta
kids
be
here.
careful
Give me
of that
guide
block,
road.
Paul.
What?
We gotta be careful of that block.
Well, we'll be careful over here. I'll guide it. Now, get those horses moving. Come on. Get those horses moving. Let's go.
Gabe, bring me a cat hook.
Coming right up, Bill.
Come on, get that moving. Up we go. All right, then. Now, swing around.
Here you go, Bill.
Swing it.
It's going, Paul.
Ah! Gabe!
Paul!
T-Bird, Gabe.
How's Gabe? How's Gabe?
You're dead, Paul.
That painful, Ben?
No, just a little stiff.
Now, that'll clear up as soon as the leg has some use. And there'll hardly be any scarring as soon as those lacerations heal. Now, Ben, you're going to heal a lot quicker without the use of that cane.
Yeah.
Goodbye. All right, boys.
Doc, how's Paul?
Not so good, I'm afraid. He needs more help than I can give him.
What's the matter? Complications with the leg?
No, I don't think he'll even have a scar.
Well, what is it then, Doc?
Well, the scar that worries me is in here. Your father's not over the shock of old Gabe's death. He feels responsible. He broods on it.
Yeah, we've noticed that. Anything we can do?
Get him back to work as soon as possible. Get his mind off of that accident.
Well, we need him back on the job, that's for sure.
Good, that's what he needs. I'll see you, boys. Adios.
Take it easy, Doc.
Hold on, Doc. Hey, Paul, we just talked to the doc. He said you're fit as a fiddle. Let's say we get started, huh?
Joseph, will you bring me the cash box, please?
Yes, sir.
Here are the latest figures on the cutting. We finished up on the ridge, and we can start on the hog back if it's all right with you.
Well, do what you think best, Al. Joseph, I want you to have one of the hands deliver this to Gabe's daughter, Mrs. Fletcher. I'd like it done today.
Yes, sir. Look, don't you think we ought to get started back to work? Got a lot to do on that trestle.
Look, Pop, you can't go on blaming yourself forever. It was an accident.
Paul, he's right. You can't go on faulting yourself just for trying hard.
When a man tries so hard that he risks the lives of other people, From now on, the Ponderosa belongs to the three of you. You run it any way you see fit.
I thought I told you two to stay out on the hogback and... All right, what's wrong?
Plenty. No teams.
All right, where are they?
Watch Wrangler said he got word from town to pull out.
And you let them go?
Well, how was I supposed to stop him, Adam, with a gun?
No, I just want you two to hold up your end of the job like I'm holding up mine.
Look, Adam, if you were the real walking boss around here like you're supposed to be, you'd have known about those teams before we did.
Oh, would you like to take over?
No, I wouldn't. Dad Bennett, I wish our poet would come back and do his job so we could do our own.
All right, let's ride into town and find out what this is all about.
Business always comes first with me, Adam. And when a man is offered a sizable boost in his rates, he can't let friendship stand in his way.
Well, now, let's just forget about friendship. You made an agreement with my father to furnish the teams for this job.
That's correct. The gentleman's agreement. With your father, not with his sons.
You had no right pulling out without giving proper notice.
Oh, I tried, Adam, I tried. I would have rode out to see Ben myself if I didn't have this misery in my back. But I sent word for him to come and see me and talk about a renegotiation of our little agreement. But your old man didn't even have the gumption to answer back, so what?
What? We want them horses.
Oh, I'd be happy to oblige, Hoss, if I could, but that Belgium Holland stock is hard to come by, and every one of my horses is spoke for elsewhere.
Where?
Well, they gone to Barney Fuller.
Well, the Cartwright boys. I'd like to buy you all a drink. You know my ramrod, Jesse Wade. A couple of my hands, Tom, Jake, Chris.
We want those teams back, Fuller.
You know, I've been meaning to come out to see your father. Most unfortunate thing. Men getting hurt. Delivery schedules all fouled up. Well, accidents will happen, I guess. Pull up a chair. Sit down. Now, what was this about some teams?
Fuller, I want the teams back at the Bonanza by tomorrow morning.
Or you'll do what, young fella? Send a sheriff and his posse out after him? I've got legal right to them teams.
I'm not interested in your rights. I'm more interested in your reason.
Tomorrow I start to log from my own stand for the Humboldt Canyon Trestle.
Whose decision was that? The railroad's or your own, Mr. Fuller?
I told your pa that if the railroad got in trouble and the Cartwrights started to drag their feet, they could call on me. And it looks like the Cartwrights are starting to drag their feet.
My father made an agreement to deliver Ponderosa lumber to that trestle. Now, you're not using those teams, so what are your terms for releasing them?
There are no terms. And I only talk to the head man.
Well, now you're talking to us.
He's through talking to you. You boys go bawl to your big, powerful daddy. Maybe he's got better ways than you have of begging Mr. Fuller to get him off the hook.
Well, it's quite a show you put on. And that's all it was. Just a show. You'll find out that it takes more than a fist fight to get along in the business your father and I are in. And when you get home, tell your father the next time he wants to talk to Mr. Fuller, not to send a boy to do a man's job. Adam, the doc tells me your dad's leg is all healed up. Why did he send you instead of coming himself?
It's none of your business.
Connie's up to his old tricks, huh? Well, you're gonna have to watch out for him. He's always in there crying.
Well, what do you want us to do about Fuller?
Do whatever you want.
You don't care, is that it?
Joe, I think I've cared too much all my life about the wrong things. Couldn't see the forest for the trees. Well, maybe it's not too late to change.
Paul, it's such a waste. You're right in the prime of life. And just to throw it away?
Not throwing it away. Just want to change my life before it's too late. This ranch was always planned for you three anyways. Good time for you to take over.
Paul, that ain't what I meant.
What did you mean?
Pa, what horseman is it? Is it we need you with us, Pa?
Well, I think you'll have to start seeing things my way.
Well, we can't see it your way because this isn't your way. It's puttering around, a lot of small talk. That's Gabe's way.
Leave him out of this.
For Ben Cartwright. This come for you, Mr. Cartwright.
She sent it back.
She say why?
No. She didn't have to.
Hey, well, buddy, what you got here?
This is Fort Fletcher, the new cavalry outpost for the protection of the settlers.
Yeah? Well, I reckon we can use another fort around here, Joey.
Hey, mister, you know my name. What's yours?
Hoss Cartwright. Is your mom home?
She's inside. Ma! Ma!
What is it, Jody? Oh,
Ma'am, I'd like to talk to you a minute if I could.
run along, Jody.
Sure, Mom.
Well, what did you want to say, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, ma'am, it's about our Paul. Well, he's been blaming himself for your father's death.
Well, he mustn't do that. It was an accident.
Our Paul don't believe it. We sort of hoping maybe if you'd come out and talk to him, you being Gabe's daughter and all, that maybe it'd be more important that way and be of more help.
Well, I'll think about it, Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you, ma'am. Anything you can do, we'll appreciate it. Thank you, little buddy.
Did your pa get the horse I caught for him?
He sure did.
You tell your pa if he likes it, I'll make him another one so he'll have a matched pair.
Fine. I'll tell him. Thank you, little buddy.
Find this in woodshed, Mr. Cartwright. For you. For making pretty things. Not good you sit here all the time. You ready to eat, Mr. Cartwright?
No, thank you.
When you hungry, you just holler.
Didn't mean to get you out of bed, Ben. Mind if I come in?
Huh?
How do you feel, Ben?
Oh, I feel pretty good, Barney. Sit down.
You know, Ben, I've been worried about you.
Huh?
I mean it. We've had a few battles throughout the years, but there's never been anything personal. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Your boys were in town to see me yesterday. Suppose you know?
Yeah.
Did they tell you what I told them?
Yeah, they told me.
What I especially told them was to tell you not to send boys to do a man's job.
Now, Barney, don't go underestimating those boys. They're better than I ever was.
Is that so?
Sorry I can't say the same about you. I didn't think you pulled that kind of trick.
I cut my cloth to fit the size of the people I'm up against.
You're making a mistake, Barney.
Is that so? That is, unless you've been giving them the benefit of your advice.
No, they're handling things their own way.
Why? Big Ben Cartwright getting tired? Abdicating? I find that hard to believe even on your say-so.
Barney, I don't care what you believe. I ain't jumping when you throw that hickory club of yours at my wheel.
So I'm beginning to see. That sort of clears things up for me. You know, Ben, I've always admired this house. Maybe someday I'll see my way clear to buy it. You know, I have no respect for a man that don't measure up. I can't afford to waste my time on him. If he just stands there, I walk right over him. The Ben Cartwright I know wouldn't hold still for that. But you don't act like him. Takes all the fun out of this business when you got nobody to stand up to you. Go back to bed, Ben.
With those horses?
Taking them up to the camp.
What for?
Hauling logs.
Oh, Joe, the saddle horses, you know better than...
Yeah, Pa, I know better. But when you haven't got anything else, you make do with what you've got.
Watch had never been allowed to get away with taking our teams.
Watt's got away with that because...
Because?
Look, Pa, you made it quite clear you're not interested whether that trestle gets finished or not. You're not interested in that or in anything else. All right, fine. It took us a little while to get used to that, but now we are, and we're going to take care of everything by ourselves. We'll give you plenty of time to do whatever it is you want to do. Now, we don't ask any questions of you, Pa. I think it'd be just fair if you didn't ask any questions of us.
Miss Fletcher.
How do you do, Mr. Cartwright? I was just passing and...
Well, I'm so glad. Please come in. I'll have Hop Sing make us some tea.
Oh, no, thank you. I can't stay long. I left Jody with a neighbor.
Well, please sit down.
I wasn't just passing, Mr. Cartwright. I came to see you deliberately. Do you know why?
Well, I hope it's because you changed your mind about the money.
No, I haven't changed my mind about that.
I hadn't meant to offend you by it. If I did, I'm sorry. Then I can say.
Oh, I wasn't offended.
Well, why did you send it back?
We don't need that kind of help.
Well, then, how will you and your boy get along?
Our livelihood did not depend on my father. I have a small business as a dressmaker in Virginia City. You knew that.
Oh, yes, I did know that.
You sent me that money to ease your conscience, didn't you?
I take full blame for what happened, Mrs. Fletcher.
No, you mustn't do that. It was an accident.
No, it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been pushing so hard. Your father tried to tell me. I wouldn't listen.
You're a builder, Mr. Cartwright, a doer. Oh, my father was a dreamer. You built the Ponderosa. He built castles in sand.
Miss Fletcher, it isn't making it any easier for you to try to find excuses for me.
Men die at their work every day, even on their own land, like my husband. No one's to blame.
The fact still remains. I'm responsible for your father's death.
Not any more than I am. I was the one that made him work there. Does that make me responsible? My husband died breaking a horse to support me and my child. Are we guilty of his death? We can't weep forever for our dead, Mr. Cartwright, or for our mistakes. We have to continue to live. Me for Jody, and you for your sons.
You have to hook them up in threes before they can do any real hauling. I'm not sure if they can do it even then.
We have no choice.
All right, take them up the logging road.
They're quitting. They want their pay.
You sure can't quit, not after we brought the extra teams up here.
I guess this is another one of Barney Fuller's little tricks.
Well, I've tried dogging with them, Adam. You have a go at it.
You know, there's a kind of an unwritten law in the logging business. Nobody quits in the middle of cutting season without good cause. Now, what's the reason, Mike?
It's a matter of conditions.
What conditions?
Your pa was bull of the woods in this camp when we first came in. Now it looks like he's not going to come back. And likely won't need us again after the cutting's finished. If it is.
Maybe there's something I didn't think was necessary to tell you. I'm bull of the woods here. And it really doesn't matter whether my father comes back or not. Whatever you think his job was, it's mine now. Are any of you man enough to prove me wrong? Any one of you?
No. This is going to be interesting, Joe. Let's sit down and watch it. No, not me, him. He's the bull of the woods. Get him. He ain't bad.
Does that answer your question, man? All of you working here, you can go right on working. If you want to quit, you can quit. But whether you quit or whether you continue to work, I just want you to know that the Ponderosa will continue to operate. no matter who tries to stop it.
Okay, fellas, let's go back to work.
Good to see you, Pa.
What's the next move, Adam?
Team back.
Welcome home, Ben.
Well, there it is. Most beautiful trestle in the world.
And there was a day when I thought we'd never see it.
There's a time when I didn't care if I ever did or not.
We knew better than that, Pa.
Hey, Paul, what about that little rest you promised us?
Oh, yeah. Well, that depends.
On what?
On the bull of the woods.
Moo.
Bull said yeah, Pa.
Well, older brother. brother, are you about ready to accompany our Pa on his annual cultural trip up to the Paiute Nation?
Well, I guess so. Since I had no choice. Since I'm elected, I'm ready.
Well, see if you can keep him from bringing home all that junk this time.
Just a minute. That isn't junk. That's genuine and very fine Indian artwork. About time you boys learned something about Indian art and customs and language.
Some of the finest hides I ever seen in my life.
Hey, you want to know something? This is a fact, too. This is true. Those Paiute women hand-chew those hides. That's why they're so soft. Bet they got the strongest teeth in the territory.
Sometimes I sense a certain lack of sensitivity in my sons. All right, let's get those steers out. We're a little late now. Muska, Tahane Paiute.
Greetings, old friend.
Well, your English is improving. Better. Well, we brought you the best beef we could pick out.
Good. You, good man. Good, sir.
We've had good trading. And now I have a gift which I would offer you in honor of our long friendship. It's a watch for telling time.
I am honored with friend's gift. Will treasure long time. I have gift for friend. Young maiden, she yours.
I cannot accept gift of Indian maiden?
Not Indian. White girl. Taken many, many years ago. Good girl. Work hard. Teach me English. My son casts eyes on her. Not good. My son marry Paiute. This one, let's go. White name, Joan.
Tita!
Tatlo. Nen mi man kuba. Let's pay.
You say you'd kill her?
If she ever came back to the tribe, he would.
Doesn't leave you much choice, does it?
I guess we better...
I'm starving.
No eat on time 3 days now. Hop Sing ready, go back China.
It's only been 3 days. It seems a lot longer to me.
Why? You just saw her just that once when we brought her home. She's been up in her room ever since.
Well, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about what it's been like to live with Pa. I've never seen him so upset.
Pa's got quite a problem.
He's got a problem. He's got a tiger by the tail is what he's got.
There's a great sense of responsibility. I mean, the chief doesn't give gifts lightly.
Gift? That's some gift. I'll bet you this ends Pa's annual cultural trek to the Paiute Nation.
No, I don't know. I think Pa will probably return a favor next year and bring the chief something nice like a lighted stick of dynamite.
Yeah, or a loco steer.
Maybe he'll make a gift to you, Hoss.
Very funny.
I'm glad somebody's happy about something.
No luck, huh?
No, she won't eat.
She give you any reason?
She won't talk either.
Look, Paul, maybe you ought to just give up and...
And what? I'd be very happy to give up. Somebody else will take the responsibility. Doctor won't even come out here. He says eventually her hunger will overcome her stubbornness. The sheriff was no help either.
Well, I thought Roy was kind of droll.
Droll? He's downright sarcastic is what he was.
Why, Adam, what did Roy say?
Well, he suggested that Pa get himself another watch, like a grandfather's clock, and maybe renegotiate with the chief.
Very funny.
No, well, he's got a point there. You might just try to explain to him that things aren't working out very well.
Adam, you know perfectly well you can't return a gift to a Paiute chief. Besides, he meant what he said. They'd kill her.
No eat now, food not fit to eat.
All right, Hop Sing, we'll eat now.
Indian girl no like Hop Sing food?
I said we'll eat now.
She loco.
Hop Sing, we're going to eat right now. Will you stop yelling in my ear?
Hey, Paul, I got an idea. Listen, all this good food, she gets a smell of this, she'll eat, I guarantee you. I'll just make a plate of it. I'll take it up there to her, and I'll hold it out in the hall and just let her get a waft of it through the door. I guarantee you she'll eat.
Oh, that's not a very good idea, Hoss.
It'll work, Paul.
I tell you, it's not a very...
Well, so she eats, then what?
Well, she should be given a chance to learn to live with her own kind of people. She's been living as an Indian since she was a child. It won't be easy for her.
What do you want us to do to help?
I suppose we should be understanding and patient. Help her make an adjustment.
She ain't hungry. He was right, Paul.
Does it?
What are you gonna do, Pa?
You give that lady a very necessary talking to.
What's he mean by that, Adam?
Well, you must remember that expression from when you were a kid.
You don't mean he's gonna...
I'm afraid so.
Now, we've tried every reasonable way we know. But you still persist in this stubborn refusal to do anything we ask you to do. Well, I'm giving you 3 seconds to get downstairs to...
Spit on your mother's shadow!
Huh? I know that the Paiutes taught too many unpleasant expressions. So I'm not going to hold that against you, young
I
lady.
spit on your grandmother's shadow!
Boy, she's a feisty one.
She throws a pretty mean plate, too.
You know, frankly, I sort of wish Pa hadn't gone back up there. It's a long ride this time of night to fetch a doctor.
Oh, I think I put my money on Pa this time.
Oh, yeah? How much? Well, Pa?
She'll be down in a minute. Hop Sing, I got a fresh plate here.
Quiet in bed.
Joan, you sit down, please.
And
Speak English.
all right. I
Now,
spit
just
on
sit
you.
down here. Just eat. Move up there. Unless you want to have another conversation the same we had upstairs. Put a little gravy on there. Now, I'd like you to eat that, please. If you will. Joseph? Joseph.
Joni, how do you make it so shiny?
I spit on you,
Joan.
bear fat.
Yeah, I thought I recognized that odor. Paul, if you don't mind, there's a sick horse out there in the barn. I think I'll go out and take care of him.
I think I better go help you, Pa.
Excuse me. Sure.
Good. Missy, eat now. It's good, yes? It's good. No?
I'm saying I'll call you if I need you. guess I got him a couple of sizes too small.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. She'll adjust.
Have you boys noticed Joan's new clothes?
Sure have, Pa. They're real nice.
Some clothes, all right, Paul.
Real fashion plate, yes, sir.
You're a stink! Boots stink! Things under stink! You stink! Are you?
John! Come with me. Shut the door, please. John? Look at me, John. Look at me. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I've been forcing things on you. Trying to make you want things which you didn't want or even care about. So, you're free to go now.
Free?
Yeah.
You mean I do what I want?
Yes, of course. I'm not your jailer.
Good. I go now.
Where will you go?
Back to my people.
You hate the white world so much that you go back to the Paiutes knowing that they'd kill you.
There is other tribes.
These other tribes, they'd accept a Paiute cast off, a white girl.
Knowing English, my mother teach me, not make me white. She died when I 10. Only world I know is Indian world.
Well, we must find our own world to live in. I just hope that our world might please you. So now you can pick your own.
Paul, what's the matter? Joan just came busting through the living room like she was on her way to a fire or something.
Yeah, I know. She's going away. Adam, would you saddle her horse for her?
Well, it's dark, Pa. Should she at least wait until morning?
And when you're young and you're running away from something that you're afraid of or you don't understand, I guess it doesn't make any difference whether it's day or night.
Try your way.
Are you sure? You sure you want to?
Yes. I think about what you say. I try your world and see.
Come in.
Welcome home.
walk in this shoe. Like balancing on stones crossing creek.
Well, it takes a little patience. Besides, you haven't buttoned them properly. Now, look, I'm going to show you this once more.
I never learned to walk in this, or dress right, or eat with fork.
Joni, you can do anything you set your mind to do in this world if you just take a little time and patience.
But I start so late to learn what others learn as child.
You're not much more than a child yourself.
I'm not child. Wyote, son of chief, would marry me.
It doesn't make you a woman. Joan, in our world, in your world now, people marry for different reasons than they do in the pirate world. Here, we usually marry for love.
I tell you before, that is word I learn in English, but it is only word.
Well, when it happens to you, it'll be more than only word. You'll meet someone someday, and he'll be different from other men. And when he talks, his voice will have a special meaning just for you alone. And when he touches you, it'll be as if you've been waiting for that touch all your life. When it happens, you'll know. It's like something magic. Now, up you get. There.
Boy, I need magic to walk in this stinking. In this shoe.
Practice. Let go, bud.
Now, you reckon what could be so all-fired funny in there?
Well, whatever it is, it's all right with me as long as it keeps him laughing.
Yeah.
Oh. So the hook's all crooked. Another mistake. I wish I was like you. You never make mistakes.
Oh, don't I? I got that dress about 10 sizes too big for you, didn't I? However, according to Lady Stanhope, men are forgiven mistakes in the social world. Ladies must know. Why don't you leave that alone for a while? There's an article here about Senator Douglas I'd like you to read. He's a man I admire very much.
According to Senator Douglas, if war comes between the states, the silver of our
Territory.
territory will be of vital importance.
What are you laughing about? Nobody said anything funny.
I was remembering that book of etiquette I've been reading these last few weeks.
Oh, and what did you find amusing about it?
Well, it was just that drawing of all those knives and forks, you know, that they use. And here, I struggle with one.
I wouldn't worry about that. Pa's been lecturing me about them for years, and I still get confused past one of each.
Men are forgiven mistakes in the social world, but ladies must know.
Now, I wonder who made that proclamation.
I think it was Lady Stanhope of England, who wrote the Book of Etiquette.
I see. Well, I don't think we have to worry about entertaining Lady Stanhope at the Ponderosa.
Adam, excuse me. Joan? Did you find anything interesting in the newspaper lately?
Yes, I did. I was reading a most interesting article about the Silver Lobby in Washington. According to Senator Douglas, if war comes between the states, the Silver Var territory could well be of vital importance politically. According to Senator Douglas, the economic situation, both for the North and the South, would be unlimited. And so from the time of the Egyptians, silver has influenced the destinies of men and nations, according to Senator Douglas.
That's very interesting. According to Senator Douglas.
Joan, I found the conversation most informative. Thank you.
Well, I will leave you, gentlemen, to your coffee and brandy. I have some sewing waiting for me in my room.
Well, what do you think? That was quite a performance, wasn't it?
I must admit she's a lot different than she was 2 months ago when we first saw her.
Yeah, she's become an interesting composite.
What do you mean?
A composite of Lady Stanhope, Senator Douglas, and Ben Cartwright. All right, you accomplished what you set out to do. Well, now what are you going to do with it? You got a plan?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I do have a plan. She'll have what every woman deserves. A chance for her rightful place in society. As a wife.
You already got somebody picked for her?
Well, of course not. She'll never make her own choice. There are plenty of red-blooded men in the territory. Just wait till they get a look at her.
What are you figuring on doing, advertising her?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, I am. In a way. We're going to give a party this Saturday night and invite every eligible bachelor in the territory. She'll be fighting them off by the dozen, you'll see.
According to Senator Douglas, if war comes between the states, the silver of our territory could well be of vital importance politically. According to Senator Douglas, the economic possibilities both for the North and the South are enormous. Let us take, for example, 10 basic economic advantages for the North. First,
Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, well, don't let me interrupt. Please go on.
Oh, no, sir. Not interrupting at all, sir. No, sir. I believe we could use some of that punch.
Well, what were you talking about?
Senator Douglas's monetary theories.
Well, Jonah, you know, a subject like that doesn't have too much appeal for young fellas. Why don't you talk about other things?
What other things?
Well, I'll tell you things like, Oh, Tom Bello, come on over here. First time I've seen you tonight. Now, you know Joan, of course.
Oh, yes, sir. We had a long talk about Senator Douglas.
Well, that's not a very exciting subject for a young girl. Now, Tom, I know you can do better than that. I'll tell you what. Why don't you and Joan go outside, get a breath of fresh air? Show her the moon. Now, there's a subject that young girls never get tired of. See? Go ahead now, along with you, both of you. Little music. Tom Bellows just took Joan out for a walk in the moonlight.
Think Lady Stanhope would approve?
Well, never mind Lady Stanhope. I think I understand young people better than she does. Which reminds me, I haven't seen you fellas dancing with any of the girls tonight.
What girls? No, you were so busy inviting eligible bachelors, you forgot to invite any eligible girls.
I guess I did.
Skaya, it's say you can. And I spit on your grandmother's shadow.
Joan, what happened?
The Paiutes, they told me about this moon madness. I did not like it.
Well, I'll tell that young fella a thing or two.
No. No, it's not important.
Of course it's important. I'm not going to let him spoil your party.
Yes, and he told me the reason for this party. If I had known, I could have saved you the trouble. I have no need for these young men. There's no magic with them. No magic. I'm going to bed.
That's the last of them.
Sorry the party wasn't the success you expected.
Well, I'm very surprised at Tom's behavior. Really very surprised.
Maybe Tom didn't understand the circumstances.
What circumstances?
Well, maybe like she said, Paul, she just ain't interested in them young fellas.
She's a young girl.
Maybe she likes more mature men like you.
What's all this nonsense about?
Maybe it ain't so much nonsense, Paul. Maybe...
Maybe what?
Maybe she loves you.
That girl doesn't even know the meaning of the word.
Oh, indeed I do.
Paul, there's some stock that's got to be taken care of out in the barn.
Yeah, I'm going to help him, Pa.
I'm more practical. I'm going to bed.
It took me a long time to realize what had happened to me. Just as it will take you time. No. Take time. You'll realize how right it is. You're the finest, most wonderful man in the world. And I love you very much. Good night, Benjamin. Darling. Good morning, Benjamin. Breakfast will be ready in a moment.
Oh. Well, I'll wash up.
That would be all for now, Hobson. Thank you. Benjamin, you've taken time and thought about it?
Oh, yes. Yes, Joan, I have.
Then you understand.
Joan, I want to ask you a question. Where did you get this idea?
Last night at the party, when I looked at all those young men, then I looked at you, and then I knew, because the magic was there.
What magic?
Well, the magic you told me was love. It happened just as you said it would.
Oh, Joan, when I told you that, I wasn't talking about me. No, this feeling that you have...
This love I have...
This feeling that you have, it isn't love, Joan. It's what students feel for their teachers sometimes. It's not what you think.
I know how I feel. It's how you feel that's important.
Well, I know how... This conversation is ridiculous.
Not according to Senator Douglas.
What has Senator Douglas got to do with it?
Senator Douglas said that all things can be settled logically if intelligently applied.
It has nothing to do with logic.
It has to.
Joan.
Look at me. I'm the proof.
Joan,
look
please.
at me. Would you look at me?
I'm looking at you. All right, now, what has this got to do with Senator Douglas's immortal cliches about logic?
Am I not what you made me? Did you not say the night of the party that I would make a perfect mate for any man?
Well, yes. No. I would... Yes, as an artist would speak of a creation.
There, you admitted it.
Admitted what?
You said that you created me. Now, would you create something that you hated, something that you didn't care about?
Joan,
Well, would you? No, you wouldn't. You'd create something that you loved. Me.
Joni, love has nothing to do with logic.
It has everything to do...
Joan, let me give you a
A very pertinent, logical fact. I'm old enough to be a father.
Oh, pooh. If a Paiute's wife dies, he looks for the youngest next wife he can find. One who can work hard and give him many sons.
Joan, I have enough sons.
Well, I'll give you more. Bigger than Hoss, smarter than Adam, and handsomer than little Joe.
Joan, now listen to me. I am not the man for you.
I'll show you that you are. You hold me. There's an old Paiute custom.
Joan, we are not Paiutes.
Well, we can borrow the custom for just a little while.
Joan, please. Joan, will you stop this?
Oh, sorry, Pop.
Come in, boys. Benjamin has some news to tell you.
I got some chores to do.
Benjamin?
Some errands?
Yeah, Joan asked me to take her into town to get some things. We looked for you, but you were gone.
Yeah, well, I had some things to do around the barn.
Yeah.
You got something on your mind?
Same thing's on your mind. Joan. She thinks she's gonna marry you.
What? That's nonsense. I told her so.
Well, she thinks she's gonna marry you. Sure isn't nonsense to her.
Well, of course it's nonsense. She's not going to marry me. She's not in love with me. It may take her time, but she'll realize that.
Well, I don't know if you got that much time. You know, one of the things she wanted to look at in town? Wedding dresses.
Wedding dresses?
Now, you always taught us that the hurt you feel when you tell the truth is a little shorter and less painful than the hurt you feel when you, don't face the truth.
The hurt will go away. I promise you. In time, you'll have to look close to even see the scar. I have a close and very dear friend in San Francisco. Her only daughter died about 5 years ago, and I know that she would welcome you as a companion, even as a daughter.
You don't believe I love you?
Well, I believe that you're misinterpreting the word.
No. You told me. You said one man will seem different. His voice special, his touch magic. That is how I feel.
Joan, the way you feel now, you'll feel so differently 5 or 10 years from now when you're a mature woman.
I don't care about 5 or 10 years from now. I care about now. I care about how I feel now. But you don't love me, do you?
I love you. But not as you think I... Oh, you want me to love you. I love you as I love Adam, Hoss, and little Joe.
That isn't what I mean. You just don't understand.
Maybe I do. The tears for lost youth are just as bitter. The cry, where were you when I was young? Just as painful.
You don't love me. You don't love me.
Joe. I'm consumed with jealousy and envy for the young man who will one day marry you. I wired my friend in San Francisco, and I talked to Chief Kiui again. His son has married, and he says that you are welcome. Go back to the tribe if you wish. So you see, you have two worlds from which to choose.
2 worlds. I have no world. You destroyed the world of the Indian for me, and now you've destroyed your world for me, too.
I'll get the ticket for San Francisco.
I'm sorry you're unhappy. Sorry my father's unhappy. He didn't mean to hurt you.
He doesn't care anything about me.
I think he cares a great deal.
No, he cares nothing. My life is empty.
Your life is just beginning. And I think your heart is a little too young to break. The bruise will heal. But my father, when he thinks of you in the future, will feel sad and guilty. Because he'll remember you now in your unhappiness and blame himself.
Well, he should.
Why, just because he tried to help you? He's given you a future, no matter what you may think now. And if you love him, give him something too. Take the guilt away from him. Let him remember you now without unhappiness.
You teach as well as your father. Thank you, Adam.
Guess we better be getting aboard.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Are you going to San Francisco?
Yes, yes, I am.
Oh. Well, then we'll be fellow passengers. My name is Joan Wingate.
I'm John Turner.
Oh. Well, I have the fare all arranged.
Well, good. I guess we can get on board.
Here, let me help you.
Oh, this is John Turner. He's going to San Francisco, too.
How do you do?
Turner?
Well, goodbye. And thank you, Benjamin.
It's gonna be all right, Adam. Yes, sir, she's gonna be all right.
Well, it should be all right, Pa. Why not? She's got everything you taught her. A few of her own. Like courage.
Like magic.